Hey, what's up guys? Snows from Snows Gaming, and today in Overwatch news, we got a brand new tweet from the Play Overwatch Twitter account. What we received is a picture of a checklist for things that Effie wants to get to build what is possibly the new hero in Overwatch. So here's the checklist. We have an OR-15 chassis, a Branford arm, which we'll talk about a little bit later, fusion driver, a mini Tolbelstein reactor, paint, of course, action vocal processor, and Lucio's. Now, let's talk about the actual picture before we go into detail and break down each of these things in the checklist. What we see is, of course, a box of Lucio's. I hate that name. I would much prefer Lucio's, like LUCI-OH''S. That would be so much better. But we got a box of that on the top left. We also have a little sketch, like a little face of what she wants the hero, that's probably what she wants the hero to look like. Then we have an Axiom memory chip on the right side. Now that could be a memory chip. It looks like RAM, like traditional RAM on a computer, but it could also be the vocal processing unit. We also have this little round sketch, which honestly I have no clue what that could be. I mean, I'm going to point it out here. It could be something, but honestly I cannot speculate as to what that could be. Then we have paint colors. These are traditional Numbani colors. We'll talk about it a little bit later. We have the logo that she wants, or the logo that I might think will appear on the hero if that becomes a hero. We then have a wrench with the denomination 5-19 on it. It's a red wrench. We also have, of course, a pen, and we have a little bit of a sketch on a tablet on the bottom side. Now I'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, the first on the list is the OR-15 chassis. Now, what we know about this chassis is that it has 4 goddamn legs. Yes, it's still a quadruped. In my opinion, the Ancora theory is not debunked just yet. We have 4 legs on an OR-15. You can see it here. I'll try and put a video up. You should be able to see a leg on it, like maybe 2 legs on it, and you're going to be able to see that there are some missing, although the chassis of an OR-15 does seem to have more than 2 legs. So this is very important here. Now also what you can see is that the OR-15's face, in a way, kind of looks like what Effie scribbled on that little post-it note. Notice how the bulge at the top of the head is there, and how the ears sort of pop out. Now, of course, on the video, what you'll see is kind of disembodied parts of the head, but this still is very close to the sketch that she put out, and the colors are there to match. Now, the second thing on the list is the Branford arm. Now, no one knows what this could be. I took a look at I researched on Google. I took a look at Wikipedia, took a look at the Reddit to see if anybody had any idea of what that could be, and you know, people are just speculating and saying that this is kind of a robotic arm, right? Which makes sense, but in my opinion, I think that the Branford arm might be what was on the OR-15s. Now, if you take a look at the video, you can see that each OR-15, each disembodied OR-15 and destroyed OR-15s have these cannons that have been detached from their bodies. Now, in my opinion, I think that might be the Branford arm. That might be what we're looking at right there. And that might explain the sketch in the tablet at the bottom, because she's looking at the schematics of that Branford arm to take a look at what she could do with it. Now, the third thing on the list is the fusion driver. Likely a power source, probably nuclear or nuclear, like Bush would say, in fashion. So in my opinion, I think this is just the way the power is delivered to that robot. I mean, we don't know exactly how Bastion is powered, but I mean, for him to have been left in the woods for that long and all that, I'm pretty sure it's kind of a similar technology that's within it. Then we have something pretty interesting. We have a miniature Tolbelstein reactor. Now, the Tolbelstein reactor is the catalyst in Azaria's gun, okay? This is the little ball that you see in Azaria's gun. Now, if you take a look at how that acts in Azaria's gun, is that it grows in size as the energy level go up. If you take a look at the gameplay, you'll see that the Azaria ball will grow larger as she gets damage on the actual shield. As we know, at Azaria, it goes all the way up to 100, but that basically means that this has a shield ability. This specific Tolbelstein reactor has a shielding ability, and that is very interesting. it's interesting because by looking at that video, you can see how the actual reactor, or sorry, the Tobelstein reactor, it opens up. You can see that when Zarya shields herself, the two little brackets on the sides open up to let the shield come from the reactor. Now this points to that specific hero, if it is a hero once again, having some powerful shielding ability coming from that Tobelstein reactor. Now everybody was saying, well, that's a new tank, it's possibly something to complement a Reinhardt or something to replace a Reinhardt, kind of, you know, shuffle around the meta a little. Well, this might be it. With Azaria ability, Azaria-like ability to shield on a bigger scale, although it's a miniature version of it, on a bigger scale, that might be our replacement. Maybe that specific hero will be able to absorb that damage and do something else with it. Maybe heal other people with it. Maybe use it so that it grows the shield, so as she gets hit on the shield maybe grows bigger. That could be a possibility. The other possibility is, if you take a look, it kind of looks like a lens. That little schematic on the bottom right kind of looks like a lens that could be used to focus that specific Tobelstein reactor, sort of like a beam like on Zarya's gun, but I personally doubt it. I think that it might be able to help that specific hero either rocket jump, maybe use the graviton from that specific reactor to do some impressive moves. Maybe we'll see the first hero to have like a super jump ability. So now if we go to the next object on the list, we have paint. I mean, you know, it's paint. The colors she chose were probably due to the like Fashion Week design things that popped up all over Numbani, and basically they're fairly typical colors of the Numbani kind of, you know, fashion. If you take a look, even her clothing, the way she's dressed kind of fits these colors. So in my opinion, there's nothing really to take from paint. I know that some people are speculating that it might be related to a robot that they saw on a billboard in Numbani. Personally, I doubt it. I think these are just like model robots, or, you know, like basically Omnics that are there, like fashionista Omnic type stuff. Now the next article on the list is the Axiom voice processor. Now this is pretty interesting because Axiom is a Numbani based company, and you know, Numbani is in Africa, so once again, for the Ankora theory, the fact that she will likely be a female Omnic voiced with a West African accent. I mean, Axiom is a Numbani based company, an African based company, and it's very likely that the voice processors used there have a specific accent to reflect the company, Numbani, and basically the African culture. And this is why I think Ankora is not debunked yet. Then we have the last item on the list, which is basically Lucio O's, which once again, hate the name, would have preferred just Lucy O's. That would have been much nicer, much cleverer, much cleaner, in my opinion. But yeah, it seems like this is the next thing she's going to cross off the list, because she already got them. They're on the table. She's probably eating them. You know what it is? Like, they're already there. So cross that off the list, Effie. Please cross that off the list. Now, the last point I'd like to touch on is the fact that the OR-15s are defense units. They are not assault units. If you take a look at them, they have 4 legs. They're kind of slow. They were there to protect Numbani. They crashed. They got destroyed. But they are here to defend. That's what Effie wants. She wants to keep her safe. She wants to protect Numbani. So that means, in my humble opinion, in my opinion, that this specific hero, Ankora, if once again, and if Effie's creation is the next hero, will be a defense hero or a tank of some sort that will be there to protect, to defend, not a strongly assault-oriented hero. Now, this is kind of what I wanted to touch on. So listen, this is my 3rd video on Overwatch. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let me know what you like, what you disliked about the video. Well, matter of fact, leave a like if you like it. Dislike if you disliked it. If your feelings are more complicated than this, go ahead and drop a comment in the section below. And yeah, down there you can see some of the ways to support me. Also, I do some live streams sometimes, no specific schedules, but you guys can assist. Have yourself a great day, stay frosty, and once again, I was Snows from Snows Gaming. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe, greatly appreciated. You know, one subscribe goes a long way, right? Take care. Have a great night. Goodbye.
Enemy turret ahead. Heal up.
know we come from the stars. Mama told me that the love that you give always comes back. That if you had the love, you can do it, but you didn't know that. Oh, I can see the shadow